might need to turn that down just a little bit. Yeah. Hi, Amy is trying to find you too. Come to my house next. Hi, Amy. I'm glad you guys are here. I can't wait to come to your house. I hope you're able to come here. I don't know if you guys have ever seen me make this or not, but this is, I thought I was going to use 2 pieces of chicken, but I'm not. Mom, I didn't touch the chicken to my other hand so I can open my refrigerator. I'm making the Mexican rice bowls tonight. So what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to chop my chicken into bite-sized pieces and put it in the skillet with taco seasoning. As soon as I do this, I'll check the comments again. If you're just joining, I am chopping chicken to put taco seasoning on it. Just have a little bit of oil in the skillet. Get it to chop. This is kind of weird chicken this time. Okay. So the chicken is in the skillet. Let's see how everybody's doing. Does your leg ever give you a headache? No. Why do you ask? I'm sure I'll get there with the 1,000 dates Mom has planned for us. Yeah, this needs like a hey tell talk to me instead of having to go and check the comments because I miss questions sometimes. And then I have to go back and check it out. I don't ever get headaches. If I do get headaches, then I know something is seriously wrong with me. So I was watching a TikTok and it said, this is why you feel bad after you eat tacos. It's that maltodextrin. So I'm using this one because I had it, but in the future, get a street taco brand and it doesn't have that, and I'll have to think of the other name that she used. I think it was a sodium one. Anyway, they cause inflammation. So if you're prone to inflammation and you're trying to get that under control for health issues, make sure that you get one without that maltodextrin. As I throw it in the skillet. And you can do this dish with, hold on, I think somebody fell on the stairs. You can do this dish with ground beef, you can do it with steak, you can do it with fajita meat, you can do it with just about anything. Anything that you want. So whenever you go to the places like the restaurants, I'm not going to say their names, that have the rice and the beans and the protein, and then you get your toppings of tomatoes and queso and cheese and guacamole and sour cream, all of that stuff, that's kind of what we're making. Except at home with our own organic ingredients. I just use extra virgin olive oil. And I'll check the comments here in just a second so that the chicken doesn't get away from me. I'm just breaking them up into smaller pieces. And again, I'm only using 1 piece of chicken to feed 4 people. My 2-year-old is the one that eats the most chicken. He eats a ton of meat. We're trying to convince him that he's not a picky eater. Okay. So that's basically finished. Super fast. I'm going to let it continue to cook and simmer while I cook the rest of everything. Yeah, so I didn't know about the maltodextrin either until yesterday. I'm always trying to gather information about inflammation, headaches, things that do weird things to your blood, cause high blood pressure, things like that. So I try to take in that information, write it down, store it, so that I can avoid those in the future. And in the description of this, I will post the TikTok that I saw that on, as well as the names of the 2 things in the taco seasoning that cause inflammation. And all of these recipes that I make are going to be up on my website as soon as I can get over there and do it. Okay, I'm going to move that out of the way. And this is the leftover cream sauce from the fettuccine alfredo that we cooked a couple of nights ago. I always make extra of different things so that I can use them in later dishes with my family. I always plan out our meals so that I can use some of this and that and that and this, and there's no waste. So this is going to be our queso. All I'm going to do is put it in here. This is also really good in a dish that I make called Mexican soup. And so you'll see me put it in that as well. And if you're curious how I made it, it's in the fettuccine alfredo video. But again, as soon as I get around to it, I'm going to put all of the recipes that I made up on my website, glittermychaos.com. Okay, so I don't necessarily want to cook this. I'm just going to leave it in the pan that's on the hot stove. The stove isn't even turned on. I just kind of want it to melt a little bit and not even get hot, because it will start to separate and kind of goo up. So I'm just going to leave it warming is what I'm doing. can't stand chicken splatters, so I just lightly clean it up. All right. So now I'm gonna start preparing all of the things that go on the top. This is the corn. It's just organic frozen corn. Corn has no nutrients, so it doesn't matter if it goes in the microwave. You can't digest it anyway. You're not gonna kill anything because you can't digest it. This is the quinoa that is left over. How I cooked it was in the chicken broth instead of water, so it has some flavor to it. And this is gonna be the base of our bowls tonight. Instead of rice or brown rice, things like that, I'm gonna warm this up in the microwave as well. And then, those are the only two things. I have shredded cheese. Again, we use Tillamook cheese from Oregon because that's where I'm from and we love it. Okay, green onion. I'm using a handful because we like green onion. And the trick with green onion is you only cut it to about 2 inches above its bulb and put it in water, and it will grow new green onion for you. That way you don't have to buy green onion all the time. You'll just have it on your countertop. So that's about all we need tonight. So I'm gonna put these back in the water. You can see I have my countertop garden up there. All right, so here's the corn. I'm gonna put the quinoa in. I'm just putting them on at 30 seconds at a time. Here's my green onion. My husband likes purple onions, so I'm gonna cut some of that for him, and the baby does also. A trick about onion that I discovered by myself, I'm so proud of myself, it's probably common knowledge to the rest of you, is you take an onion and you cut it in half, and then you flip the two rainbows together so that they're like that, and then you just slice them and they make little bite-sized chunks. There's the onion. I have avocado. I already ate half of it. So I'm going to use the other half because nobody else eats avocado. Amy's probably going to get mad at me for this, but I scrape off the brown part and I toss that. See how pretty it is underneath? This dish is actually really yummy with guacamole, and I'll make that. Okay, my grocery store, I'm kind of irritated at them right now. They didn't have limes, so I'm going to have to start shopping somewhere else because they're out of a lot of things. But to make my guacamole, all I do is empty the avocado in there. The brown spot right there that I'm avoiding. And then I just put in a little bit of salsa, and that's it. Generally, I'll squeeze in some lime juice as well, but like we already discovered, they didn't have limes, so I don't get lime juice. And I just smush it up. So my kids will not eat avocado by themselves, but if I make guacamole, they'll eat avocados. Like they'll eat several of them in one sitting. So there's a little bit of guacamole to go on the top. I have pickled jalapenos out. I'm going to cut up some cilantro and red pepper, banana peppers, salsa to go on top. So So what I do is I just lay everything out and people can choose what they want on their bowl. That's why I love this dish, because when I'm sick of the kids fighting during the day, I just make something like this so that we can at least have peace at dinner. Tell me I'm not the only one with kids that fight. I didn't wash this beforehand, so I need to do that. I just use soap and water. I don't use anything special. Okay, I'm just gonna slice it up. This is a super easy dish to make, and you can make it however your family eats. So if they don't eat red peppers, don't make them. If they eat tomatoes, do tomatoes. We don't like tomatoes, so I don't make tomatoes. But again, like I said last night, the more color you can have in your dishes, the more nutrients you're getting. So think in colors whenever you're making your food. See how many colors you can get on your kids' plates, or on your plate for that matter. If you have kids like mine, they'll go with like white and brown. That's it. Okay, so now we have red, purple, and green on the tray. We have yellow for the banana peppers. We have guacamole, cheese. I'm gonna slice up a little bit of cilantro, and then we're ready. We're ready to eat. This is a quick and easy one. I have black beans right here that I'm gonna drain. I'll do that first so that they have time to drain. I already washed the top of the lid. Make sure you wash the top of your lids in your cans, because when you open it, it makes a vacuum. So anything that's on the top of the lid can go into your food. And that is gross, because rats and all kinds of stuff crawl on these in the warehouses. So I'm just going to dump them into a strainer and rinse. Okay, so there's the black beans. Just gonna chop up some cilantro. I'm gonna check the comments first. I'm glad you guys are here. Brooke says hi. Hi, Brookie. I did the math and you never lived in Oregon. I guess that's true. I lived in Washington for a short time, but the backstory on that is that my dad worked for American Airlines, and so every time we ran out of cheese, almost literally, we would fly to Oregon. It was several times a year, so I never lived there, I grew up there. Leave it to my mom to correct me. Okay, so just a bit of cilantro. I'm going to put that up later. And that's dinner. I'm going to grab the sour cream and make a bowl so that you can see it made. This is one of those ones that you can whip up pretty quickly. Okay, so this is how you make it. I'll make mine and show you the things that I put on mine. Quinoa base. Chicken. Black beans if you want them. And again, substitute if you don't. I'm going to put a little bit of the queso cheese. This needs to be warmed up just a tiny bit more, so I'm going to put it on only for a couple of seconds while I make my bowl. I'm going to do a little bit of corn. Banana peppers. I need a strong man. If only I had a strong man in my life. Is there any strong men out there that can help me? Please? Oh, found one. I'm going to cut these up a little bit so that they're easier to eat. Okay, banana peppers, green onion, red pepper, cilantro. Isn't this looking yummy? I'm going to put some guac on mine. I'm going to top it with a little bit of Tillamook cheese. And I don't really like sour cream, so I'm going to skip the sour cream. And I already did a dose of cheese, so I'm going to skip the queso too. But this is all of our stuff. And the best part about this, the best part is the lime on top. You slice the lime, squeeze it on top for the last. Unless you didn't have any. So, I need to find a new store. You can eat this with chips, with a fork, in a burrito. You can do just about anything you want with this dish. So, that's dinner. What are we at? 20 minutes? Super fast, guys. And you can make it for every kid in your house. They can be picky all they want. So I'm going to dish up the rest of them. If you guys have any questions, I will answer them now. You know the only kid. Leaves the cilantros and tomatoes off of mine. Yeah, I know. Wash under the lids of the jars too. They also suck off stuff whenever they pop open. Ew! So I didn't wash off my banana peppers, but now I will in the future. So thank you for that hot tip. All right, thank you guys for joining us. Here's this one. Have a great night. We're gonna go eat our bowls. Love you.